What's up, honey love? What's up, girl? What's up, love, honey love? I see you. What you doing, Red Sonia? What's up, Sonia? Fat Mama Sonia. What's up, Fat Mama Sonia? What's up, Fat Mama Sonia? What's up, Mayday? Lord Mayday. What's up, boy? What's up, Lord Mayday? What's up, my boy Doc? What you say, Doc? What you say, Doc? What you say, Doc? It's my big boy, Doc. What you say? All right. Welcome back to another week, another episode of Game Dog Talk. And of course, we got the legendary panel in the building. Schoolboy, Mr. Richard Garcia, the legendary. How you doing today, sir?
I'm doing good. Welcome to the channel, everybody in the chat and the panel. How you doing, 7-8?
Pretty good. Ripping and running.
I ain't no good at intros, man. I never know how to start.
Yeah.
Like a deer with it in the headlights.
Yes, sir. And we got the legendary only in American Kennels, Brother Bakri in the building. How you doing today, sir?
Oh, peace and love to you and Brother Richard and the panel. I know we get here a little late, had a little technical difficulties, but everything is lovely on this end, brother. Always good. I can meet up with you guys on Sunday, so we good in the panel. And the chat, we straight.
Yes, sir.
See, now, Bach is good at the intros, man.
Hey, if you say so.
Yeah, you get used to it, Schoolboy.
Yeah, well, it's been like 90 shows. I better get used to it.
Right.
Yeah, I just say the same shit every week. That way you don't forget.
Yeah, that's the easiest thing to do. That's your call, moniker, or whatever they call it,
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
They know it's you.
Yes, indeed. All right, let me get this up here on the screen. All right, so let's do a quick roll call. See what we got in the chat so far. Oh wow, we got a lot of people in here. Let's see.
Nice.
Christopher Fleming, salute, homie. See you in the building. Runner Star, salute. R.A. Nixon. Salute. Our Family Kennels. El JOCKO. RKBB. Tony Gardner. Fat Farm Ray in the building. Lefty American Pitbull Terrier. Boss 30K. Salute to you. Rastaman Boone in the building. Salute, brother.
Yes, I.
Okay, there you go.
Bulldog Eternity. Them gonna call him Schoolboy Nice. 78 Sports to the maximum. And
Yes,
Barker's Lee. Only in America. And Ram, the run dance master.
Yeah, I don't know. Bach just fell off. As soon as you get in here, he fell off. He must have hit the wrong button.
He'll be back.
Yeah, he'll be right back. See
How
here.
y'all doing, man?
Oh, we're doing good. How you doing, brother Boone?
Good, thanks.
That's good. It's good. We got let's see here. The homie Live Life Real in the building. Salute, man.
Live
We got
life real.
Hugo in the building. Devious. Let's see. Seek and Destroy. Salute to you. Arrowhead Kennels. J Dog York. Salute to everybody that's in the building. I appreciate y'all, man. There's a lot of y'all in here. I see y'all in here. Smash that like button, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get the likes all the way up. Salute to everybody in the joint. We're gonna get right to the smoke. All right. Got some interesting questions for y'all. Let's see what we got here. First question. Historically speaking, can the panel members speak on losing a game dog due to your own fault in or out of the box? I'll start with you, Mr. Garcia.
Yeah, several of them, but I guess one of the hardest losses was Clayton Blood. He went into a hard biting bully son dog. It went 2 hours and 43 minutes, and his lungs got punctured. With all that being said, you know, he seemed okay after the show, recuperating, you know. And, you know, I had the people there that I always do that looked after my dogs. And real early in the morning, he started that short breathing, you know.
Right.
Like that. It's real short breathing, like women do when they're in labor. And there wasn't nothing I could do for him. He died the next day. That was a tough loss because he won and showed a lot of heart. And, you know, I was going to go all the way with him. And it's just one of those things, man, you know.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
That was probably the hardest one.
Okay, okay. And what'd you say his name was again, schoolboy?
Clayton Blood. He went into a dog named Bug-Eye. He was bred down from Hall Stomper. He might have had some of that champion Argon blood in him, but I know he was heavy bully son. You know, he's that kind of bow-leggy, short, you know, big ass teeth. He only had 2 cutters, one on each side. So when they closed it, you know, closed, instead of just being on one side, closed, still, you know, cut him from above and below, punctured him. Yeah, that dog could bite. Yeah.
Yes, sir. What about you, Rasta man?
Yeah. There's been a lot that's been lost in trying to save them. And then, you know, once we figure out things we could do, try to enhance them being able to keep that spunkiness and that same level of joy after everything. You know, we had pretty good success, you know, being able to, you know, to save them. We saved some that a lot of people felt wasn't gonna make it. Just no way. But you know, there's different things that you could use to slow bleeding down and kind of speed their metabolism up so they'll reproduce the red blood cells a little bit faster. You know, there's different things that you can do. I mean, as far as conditioning, it's everything about what little bit you can do to make it better for them during and after. And, you know, you know, you have to be patient with it, you know.
Right.
But, yeah, there have been some that I lost, and then there's been a lot of them I've saved. And, one that particularly sticks out was one of my favorites, the old Turbo dog. Went into the Cunningham's the first time we did it. Matter of fact, we did Lady Stone and Turbo that night, and both of them won. And then we come back and we did Turbo into the Boomer dog. We did them in Hachi, which was Ike and Boomer. All of them come out the same litter. And that last one went about 2 hours and something. But we was in the heat, man. And the way I had him programmed was speed, you know, and pace. And not realizing that wasn't good to be in the heat. But, you know, I'm thinking we're going to be in an air-conditioned building. That's what I was thinking. But you know, they knew what they were doing, and they set me up. But it was all good. You learn things as you go.
That's right.
You learn things as you go, you know. But if you're in that heat, you know, you don't want to go but so fast. You want to, you know, keep it at a decent pace, but you don't want to go too fast.
Yes, sir. Brother Bach, what's your experiences?
Well, like Brother Boone and Brother Rich said, and anybody that's been in the game for some time, we done fucked up more than we done probably did right. One comes to mind. The biggest loss was Tyrone in this keep, and I'm glad it's a question that came to me the other day by somebody, and I don't know why. You have certain people just feel the need to just twist the truth, and wasn't there to see shit. So anyway, a question came to me the other day. It was like, Bach, I heard you was snorted up on coke, and that's how, you know.
This is crazy.
That's how you lost, Tyrone. And anybody that knows me knows that I don't smoke, drink, or get high. Anybody that knows me knows this. So I was supposed to have been coked up and kicked and killed Tyrone. Now let me just, anybody that had a fucking world-class dog that's known worldwide going to abuse him or her in any type of way would just be a fucking clown. Okay? I'm not one of them. So why the fuck would I go and kill my dog by kicking the shit out of him? Now what I did do, first they said he died on the treadmill. He didn't die on the treadmill for the 50,000th time. There's a wheel that I use, like I said, we put 2 dogs on it, one on one side, one on the other, and they do resistance training. I had Crush on me with him, which I done said 1,000,000 times. Anyway, Tyrone was a dog that didn't act like he wanted to work that much, so I always had to, push him to do shit, because he ain't really like working out. So all I did was took my foot, kind of nudged him, like, go on now, and he had a massive heart attack. Nothing the fuck I did kicked him to kill him, and found out later that my brother told me that he had passed out twice on a 5-mile run they done, but he didn't tell me they passed out. He said that he stopped. That's different than passed out. Had he told me that, I would have fucking rushed him to the vet before we continued this workout. So no, but that was the biggest loss I had in terms of getting ready for a show and did one. And the other one was, I would just have to say the one where I had flew down to in 90, 91 to Cali and took a dog that was fucked up before he even left Virginia. He had no business leaving. So that would be 2 notable ones I would want.
Yes, sir. Salute to Successful Convicts in the super chat. Appreciate the support, man. He says salute to y'all. Salute to all. How do I get a commercial ad on the show? Just send me an email, man. If it's about some dogs or something, or you trying to do something else. I know you got something else going on. If you're talking about something else, then just send me an email at ask78sportstv@yahoo.com, ask78sportstv@yahoo.com, and that's on my channel. So just send me an email. Let me know what you're trying to do.
Salute.
Let me see here. Wayne Fielder in the super chat. Appreciate the love, fam. He says, salute 78. Schoolboy Bach and Rasta Man. Yes, sir.
Salute. Salute.
Brother Fielder, to the maximum.
El Jefe in the super chat. Appreciate the love.
There he is.
He says, does the panel have any insight to share on the Grand Champion Rags out of Louisiana or the Tom 2 Dog? He says, speaking performance and production. Are you talking about some Chinaman stuff? I think you talking about. Or am I thinking about the wrong dog? Anybody on the panel?
I've heard the names, but I'm not familiar with them. Maybe somebody else is.
Yeah, the only dog I heard with a name similar to that is it was like some Chinaman stuff on top and some Bully Song stuff on the bottom. If that's the same dog.
Sorry.
All right. Salute to you,
man. Hey, bro, come back with the question, kind of getting a little more detail of individuals. Maybe we might know somebody that know them or something like that. I'm not sure though.
Yes, sir. Doug in the super chat support says respect, dog man dudes. Thank you, brother.
Thank you, brother.
Yes, sir. Much love.
Brother Doug, to the maximum.
Dickie Foster in the super chat salute. He says much respect to 78 Sports in the panel. Thank you, brother.
Yes,
Salute,
sir.
Dickie. He's a great supporter, man. Thank you. Thank you for all your
Yes, sir.
donations.
Thank you, brother
Thank you
Dickie.
for your input.
Yes, sir.
Salute
Much
to you,
love.
man. Another question we have here is: in the past, what was the farthest the panel has traveled for a show, and what was the outcome, Mr. Garcia?
9 hours out in the high desert, about 7,000 feet. Big Red
Whew.
beat Scratch and Stitch, Midnight Train in 34 minutes. Pretty much had it from the beginning. He just steamrolled them, opened them up, first hit, and didn't go too long. But he made that Midnight Train. He made some great, some gained scratches, even though it wasn't that long. Fell down, got up, continued on. He did that a couple of times, and they just stopped it at 34 minutes. I don't think they saved him either. He's too bled out. But that's as long as I've been.
Yes, sir. What about you, Brother Bob?
If I could, I'm sorry. I was having technical difficulty with my phone. Somebody called me and I couldn't hardly hear. I could say something to the one who paid to ask about the Grand Champion rag stuff. Yes, I'm very familiar with the blood. That's the stuff that Boo Can Click Artie, who's right now in the feds, hopefully be coming home soon. He was running that successfully. Very, very good, powerful, rough ass dogs. So yeah, I'm very familiar with them. And they, pretty much like some Chinaman cross type stuff out. And like I said, very, very successful with that Rags blood. Not sure about the other one.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now I'm sorry, not to the question. My furthest is when I flew from Virginia to California. And that was similar to the one I was just talking about on my last one. Went out there, dehydrated, fucked up, and we lost game.
Yeah, that was at my house. How about?
Yep, that was at your house.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. What about you, Rasta man? Furthest you ever traveled, and what was the outcome?
I've been on some journeys. Let's say what, 14 hours, 15 hours. Well, the hell, if you do the round, I say about 28 hours, round trip. I've been 18 hours round trip, been 24 hours round trip. And one time we went and we did, well, let me just say this. We did about, out about 13, 14 dogs, was one picked up game, and the other dog stood in the corner and our dog scratched. But I had sold her to this boy, this guy, not a boy, but his brother. And it was a grudge match between him and an old friend. And it was real ugly, real nasty. I mean, real ugly. They was in the muzzle and old girl that I sold him was just getting the best of the other one, but he let his buddy talk him into just making it a draw. And I told him, I said, no, don't do that, man. I said, we got him. I said, just gonna take a little bit, but we got him because they slowing down, And another thing too, man, is back then in them days, instead of talking shit and running your mouth and not paying attention, we stay focused on the animals. Oh, right. You keep looking, you look at the animals and their body language will tell you a whole lot of shit if you're paying attention.
Right.
But if you running your mouth talking shit and think you louder than everybody else and you know more than everybody else, you'll miss the whole damn picture of what's going on. And that's what I was trying to tell my little buddy, but I said, well, damn, I gotta take a piss. I go to take a piss and come back. They done goddamn agreed to a draw. I said, what the fuck you do that for? I told you, man. They faced the dog. The other boy dog wouldn't come. That bitch I sold him blast cross there. Old Whitley dog. You know them dogs. They
Right.
crazy pain. And when you find one that can bite, you got something. You know what I mean? And I said, man, I mean, it was easy money, man. All you had to do was leave it there, man. And but we done been several places, man, and had to travel. We enjoyed it. We enjoyed the wins, the loss, and whatever the case may have been. But that was during that time we won about, it was 13, 14, something like that, and draw one. And then, you know, went on a little spree, like 5 in 1 week. Man, that shit was fun, man. I mean, ain't nothing like, boy, I got chills on me now, but y'all got me getting cold. Hey, bringing back old memories. You know what I mean? Hey, so yeah, man, we done been some places. And the thing is, when brothers invite brothers to come somewhere, you gotta make sure your people is on their best behavior. You can't invite brothers somewhere and then you got some clowns want to clown on the people you invite. You're just as big a clown as they is. You know, that sours the whole damn fraternity, man. If you invite somebody, you make sure you take care of them just like they walked in that door. They go back out that door the same way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Real quick.
Go ahead.
Okay, I was just gonna say I did go with a couple of times. A buddy of mine, he had some of my blood. They weren't my dogs. I was just, you know, a second, and I rep some of the shows at the spot. But twice, it's a one-way trip was 31 and a half hours in a car, in a van. Did that 2 times. Five people in a minivan with 3 dogs. 31 and a half hours there and 31 and a half hours back. Straight driving too.
That's some riding, buddy.
And the guy who owned the dogs and did the handling of the dogs, he drove probably 27 or 28 hours each way. I think I took over for 4 hours a couple of times. Nobody else helped him, just me.
Right.
Ron was on a mission.
Yeah, he was. Yeah. And other than that, we, you know, plane rides and all that, it's a lot shorter, but still, generally what they would do back then is, you know, go to Tijuana, fly in country, and then drive back home, you know. And when we drove, it was a little longer for me because I'm about 5 hours from him. So 5 hours, then 31 hours, then 31 hours back, and then drive home 5 hours. It's an ordeal, man. You got to be dedicated to do stuff like that. And I wasn't even handling a dog or like that, but still, just the drive alone, man. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up, Brown Sugar Tay Tay? I see you, beautiful.
Tay Tay.
What's going on, Tay Tay?
Now, what was you gonna say, Bach? When you gonna say something?
Yeah. I wanted to shout out to Lockdown Rudy is in the building, brother, and he would be able to expound on that Rags blood because that's part of his. You know, that's his stop.
Okay.
He so anybody that's in there whoever wanted to know the question, Lockdown Rudy is in the chat, and that's the blood they run. That was running, you know, back in the day. You feel me?
Yes, sir.
Do you know what? I just want to ask before you move on. Bach, do you remember when me and Boot Camp hooked up? Do you remember how that deal would be?
Do I know what? I'm sorry. Do I know how what now?
Did you know how that male was bred when I hooked up with them?
I don't know what they use. He didn't tell me.
Man, that Joker had some mouth, buddy. You hear me?
It could have been it could have been that blood. I'm not sure if he was running that and if Artie had him with that or not, but yeah, it could have. I mean, if it could bite real hard, I would have had to ask at that time. But yeah, they was
both of them dogs hooked up And I mean, man, he grabbed us in the back end, and I said, "Good gracious!" And I knew mines could bite, but I didn't know he could bite that hard, though. But, man, it seemed like when the old boy bit him in the ass in, man, he got hungry and went in his ass in and finished him. I mean, when I tell you he ate him up, I mean, destroyed him. He left him right there in the corner, man. Yeah, that was a nice one, man. That was written, and that was one of those journeys. That was about what? About 9, 10 hours, 11 hours going, and then 11 coming back. About 22 hours all the way around. But
yeah, that was.
I met that brother. What's his name? Joy.
Yeah, that was him. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I met him that night, and he appeared to be a good guy, you know. But then I heard some different things, but I don't know. But yeah, go ahead, Kel. I'm sorry.
Sure, that's all good. Another question we got here is, who was the hardest biting female you ever seen personally? Hardest biting female, Mr. Garcia.
Yeah, I was trying to think on that. Off the top of my head, I'd say Daisy. OTK's Daisy. She had she was going. It was her first time up. She was going into a 2-time winner, and she hit her right in the shoulders in the beginning, and the bitch latched onto her muzzle. And as it turned out, it took a piece of her lip off. But Daisy was so fast and strong. What she ended up doing was getting to the back end, in between the other female's legs. She's facing the female's head, and her legs are going back away. There's no way that bitch could get her out. Stayed there till they picked her up. That went 22 minutes. She's just impressive, man. I mentioned her before. That's the one. Danny Burton was there, and he said right when it ended, he goes, "You ain't gonna beat that bitch." And she ended up winning a second one. Then she was retired after that. She still had that muzzle damage, and that's just an awkward position to, you know. I don't know how that bitch would have ever got her out, and she wasn't going nowhere. She just stayed right there for however long she was there, and then they just called it, you know, which was smart. Say their bitch, you know. That bitch wasn't going nowhere. She just couldn't do nothing, you know, helpless.
Right.
She was badass.
That's what's up. Salute to the brother Smooth Monty coming through with the 50-piece.
Salute to Smooth Monty.
Smooth Monty, brother.
He said, looking forward to Game Dog Talk Plus on Patreon. Any updates for us? Yes, sir. I'm going to announce it on the channel. Just give me a couple more days to put the finishing touches on it, but it's pretty much done. It just needs the finishing touches. And, you know, once I sprinkle some, you know what I'm saying, some pixie dust on it, it's going to be good, you know. And then I'll put the link, advertisement on YouTube, and you will know it's the Game Dog Talk one because I'm going to advertise it that way because I got my own separate Patreon for something else. But you'll know it's the Game Dog Talk one. All right, so I'll put that out there and let y'all know in a couple of days, and then we up and rolling, you know. Up and rolling, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it, Smooth Monty.
Yes, sir. Appreciate that love, man. Let's go to you, Brother Bach. Hardest biting female you ever seen personally?
It's not even close. Grand champion Flop Flop. Not even close.
That's what's up. Okay. Let me go to Roster Man on that.
Well, I'll say my ginger dog was one of them. She was off of Lady Stone and Willie's Ike. And Tornado was another one. Blondie was another one. I was at Ricky's place when I won with the 2 Whitley females. And the guy told me, said, "Boom, you want to make some money?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Well, bet on me. There ain't nothing been with this bitch 10 minutes. I said, "Well, yeah." I don't even know the guy, man. I bet Ricky and nice piece of change there. And man, I swear to God, it was over in 5 minutes, man. I mean, she talking about, I ain't talking about no struggling, trying to get up. It wasn't none of that shit. This motherfucker was stressed all the way out. I said, damn. And you know what? And the sad part about it, I don't know why I didn't get that guy's name or information, man. It was a little brindle bitch, man. That little bitch could bite. And then I had another bitch that was off a Jeep. And I think she was Jeep and Rascal. And boy, she could shut it too. Her name was Shiva. She had a little pin head. And damn, I thought about this other bitch. Had another one. What we call that bitch? What's her name? Anyway, I sold it to one of my partners up in Ohio. And you know, I schooled her out. And he was like, yo, man, I need something to goddamn put some motherfuckers in check. I was like, God damn, boy, I really want to do something with this damn dog. He like, man, just tell me the number. So I told him the number, and he gave it to me. I was like, damn, I hated to see her go, but boy, he went up there and made some noise with her, man. And so I done seen a few. I done had some hard biting females that I thought a lot of. You know what I mean? And then I've seen some that other folks have had. And so they out there, man, I'm sure they still are, but just a matter of being patient enough to get them.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let me mention, I just thought of another one too. This was impressive because it was my last show I ever had. It was the Night Prowler had a little, I think she was a black and white female. I never got her breeding. And she was going into, I think it was a Boyle's bred dog that come from Captain America, I think. But she cut like a straight razor. Everywhere she touched her, she cut that bitch. Had her, how do you say the word? Protesting, right? Right from the get-go, man. And I mean, from front to back, just cut the shit out of her, man. It only went 16 minutes, and it was done. But that one, that just popped in my head as Rastaman was talking. And she was a bad bitch. I don't know what, well, it was the last show, so they confiscated her. And never heard from her again. But yeah, she was a good one.
Salute going hard. Kennels Reloaded in the building. I see y'all in here, man.
What's up,
Twins? What's happening? Going hard.
Salute to Samurai Kennels, modern day game dogs. Appreciate you, homie, for stopping by. I like this young homie channel. He supports all the dog community. You know what I'm saying? The game dog community. Last year, he voted us as the best game dog show on YouTube. And this year, Schoolboy won the award. Salute to our brother, Schoolboy. So we still win.
Wow.
We still
Thank
win.
you.
You know?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Salute, Samurai.
Samurai.
Yes,
Warrior code. Yeah.
Hey, Samurai, do you know anything about Ugame Ito?
Oh, yeah.
Tell me if you do.
Well, that's funny you say that, Rasta, man. I've been watching all them movies lately, man.
Oh, man.
I be watching all that shit. I love that shit. I be watching all that shit.
Yeah. That's Lone Wolf and Cub. I got about 3 of the original comic books. It was,
like for me, it's the quietness and the words and being able to feel spiritually what he meant.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Great insight into the culture. Yeah.
Yes, sir. KJ in the super chat. Appreciate the love, homie.
KJ. Thank you, KJ.
Salute to everybody. I see y'all in here. John Kramer, City Boy, Melvin Brown. I see all y'all in here. Salute to y'all. All right. Another question we got is, was it common back in the days for dogmen to hang out together before or after events, or was it too competitive for that? What dogman or team was the best host? I'm gonna start with you on that one, Brother Bob.
Well, I never really cared two fucks about fucking with somebody I'm about to go into, other than trying to tell them all type of bullshit I'm doing to my dog and ain't doing it to make them overwork theirs. But not to be cooling with them. I'm trying to kick their ass. I was the same in football. I wasn't, even though I was the captain of all my football teams I didn't fucking shake hands or nothing. I was very if we lost a game, I'm not shaking no hands, nothing. And before the game, I hate you. So nope, I can't say what nobody else did, but I wasn't really caring to talk to none of the motherfuckers I was going into really before. And the only reason why I talked to them after it and I won, just to fucking, just to see they face fucked up looking. Other than that, no. Nope.
Just to rub it in, huh?
That's it.
Yes, sir. Salute Zachariah 23 in the super chat. Appreciate your support, man. He say, dude, salute to you, homie.
Salute.
What's up, Just Do Boxing? I see you in here. Appreciate you coming through, family. Soul Power, aka Gamed Up Kennel. Salute. All right. Mr. Garcia, what's your take on it?
Yeah, if you're at a convention, usually everybody get along. There's a lot of dog talk before and after. Sometimes if you're traveling a long way, some of the guys would go a day or 2, 3 days ahead, and quote unquote party and talk and all that. I didn't go that early, to do that, but I was always cordial and tried to get along, even though most of the time I'm quiet, especially before. You don't want to do a lot of talking and like that. It just distracts you. But after the show's over, yeah, everybody talking, getting along. They have food or I had food. Sometimes I did, sometimes I didn't. People stay, till all hours. Sometimes if they're too drunk, we just let them stay at the house,
Right.
And Angie make breakfast in the morning and stuff like that. But yeah, there's generally, if it's a big show or not even a big show, sometimes just a one-shot deal, there's usually most of the time if someone lost, they want to get out of there, they just leave.
Right.
Just emotional or whatever. But other people that go there to visit or other guys won or whatever, yeah, most of the time they'd hang around and do that. Yeah, it was pretty common to do that. It's kind of a, kind of part of the deal of you get to catch up on old friends or people you don't see all the time. Maybe you just talk to them on the phone, and or if you've invited them, I'll meet you there or whatever, and then you have conversations, talk about dogs and all that stuff. But before a show, even my show, I had to be, cordial and all that, but I just, act like I was too busy to really, and I wasn't the type to do a lot of talk. A lot of guys will call each other beforehand. I'm gonna beat you or this or that, or how's it going? You're gonna make it, all that stuff. It was just one phone call. We got hooked up, got the date, time, place, all that stuff. Maybe call the ref or the stakeholder once or twice, make sure it's still on, and that's it. I didn't do a lot of communicating before a show, during the keep or anything like that. I'm just focused on the dog,
Yes, sir. Watch the man fell off. So I had to
let me just say this too to finish the part I forgot. In terms of the best host I've ever been to, it had to be Schoolboy.
Oh,
had to be.
Thank you.
Yep. No, you welcome. I'm not saying it because you're on the show either. I'm not saying it because you're on the show and we. Nope.
Yeah, I just treat everybody good.
Whole family, the whole fucking family was just the best. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Thank you. I didn't finish that part, so I would say Scratch and Stitch, because they were cordial, had fun all the time, always laughing. Even I went into them with Big Red, like I just mentioned, and after I won, they come up to me and shake my hand. They're big old dudes too. I mean, well over 6 feet, 250, 300 pounds, something like that. Big old dudes. As happy as a flying. You know what, man? Just they slapped me on the back. You kicked our ass, man. We got to take that dog to Louisiana and all that. But they were that way all the time. And if they went to someone else's house that if there wasn't any food, they'd get food, man. They'd buy them 6-foot-long sandwiches or get fried chicken or something or anything in bulk just to feed everybody. They did that on their own. But they were always real cordial, and fun to be around, funny and all like that.
Right. Yes, sir. Let's see here. Any stories of horrible pit side manners or just bad behavior at an event, Mr. Garcia?
Well, you get loudmouths. I've seen them in Mexico. One time, a guy, a lot of times in Mexico, they have a rule where if it goes an hour and a half, they'll call it a draw. And this guy was screaming and hollering, draw, draw. He even got in Spanish, it's called tablas, which means like wood, Right. He even went and got a piece of wood, like a 2x4, and lifted up above his head. And he's going, tablas, tablas. He wanted to draw,
Right.
So the host of the show told him, shut up, this and that, and finally he goes, I got 100 pesos bet on this. At the time, that was like $10, Right. Wasn't even involved in it. So the guy told him, either shut up or I'm gonna kick your ass and kick you out. So, and then I was at one show where I don't know what it was. I wasn't involved, but they just started beating on each other, man. They just started punching this and that. I had Angie with me, our baby, I think School Baby was there with us. And we just walked out. We just left, We didn't have nothing to do with it. That was their beef. I don't know what it was, but they started bam, bam. Right when the show was over, they just started hitting each other.
Right.
And we got out. It went on for a little bit. They split up, and that was it. But that's about the baddest I've seen fighting, And that other one, that was just funny. He had 10 pesos or 100 pesos bet on.
He think his side bet is worth more than the
bet. Yeah. Crazy.
What you say, Bach?
Man, different places, they, what I've noticed, right? In different places you go, you get like a certain crowd. You know what I'm saying? So when I would be up north, it was a more, I don't know, it's just way more like you just had to be cool before something happened. Like, it was just a little bit where you down south, when they get loud down south, it doesn't mean nobody's really, it doesn't, you could take it the wrong way. It's just they talk loud, but they're not ready to, just hurt nobody. Yeah. It's just the way they call each other bitches and all that. All right, bitch, we're up north, you call somebody a bitch, somebody great stab and shoot. It's just a difference. You know what I'm saying? So, right. So, I mean, I love down south, the bulldog, but I'm saying that I've seen a couple of things where in any place you're gonna get an isolated incident. Somebody want to shoot somebody due to somebody might be drunk. I've seen that really be the catalyst of it. Somebody drunk, talking too much, and saying some things that's irritating, and then somebody be ready to, you know what I mean? But for the most part, everybody try to keep that down because nobody want to make the show hot. You know what I mean? So, I mean, and shit. I can only see shit one show. Somebody might have said I was the problem when I smacked the shit out of Benny Butts at a show, but but yeah. So it ain't. I mean, you gonna get the few little things at certain shit, but for the most part, it was pretty respectable. At most of the shows. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
yeah. When Box says loud, they get. Excuse me. When Box says loud, they get loud. I mean, you can't hardly hear.
Right.
And it ain't really hate involved or disrespect, nothing like that. They're just excited, and they screaming and hollering. If you got 100 or 200 or 300 people there, it gets like a crescendo, man. Just builds up, and you can't hardly hear, man. Can't hardly hear.
Well, no, not so much that, Rich. What I'm saying, I was saying like, okay, like I said, like when I came out, when I flew out west at that show we had, that shit was peaceful. Like if you could hear cricket in
Yeah.
it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
up north, it'll be a little different. Midwest is gonna be they gonna talk a little bit, and just the regular stuff. But it's just. But when you go down south, I mean, they cursing each other out, but you might think it's getting ready to get funky, but that's just how they talk. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So when I first
Gotcha.
was there, I'm thinking like, let me hold my shit, and because it might get to where motherfuckers gonna bust off around here, because this, like I said, the word bitch up north where as soon as that word come out, somebody great, we fighting automatically.
Yeah.
So there. They'll call each other bitches. And they ain't great. It's not that they punks and won't fight. It's just that that's how they talk to each other a lot of times. So they can
Right.
call each other, "Man, fuck you, bitch. You ain't gonna do And they just talking. That's how they are at the racetrack. All that shit. That's how I go to the racetrack, the same type. So it's just the difference I'm saying. But somebody else that doesn't, say they from another area and come there, they might be like, man, them motherfuckers was so. But that's just normal.
Yeah,
So I'm
yeah,
just
they
saying,
might take
depending
it the
which
wrong way.
region, correct. You could take it wrong, but it doesn't mean that
Right.
that's just their regular way they grew up talking like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's all
Yeah.
I was saying.
Yeah, that's true in every aspect of life too. Because like I've been in situations where, like you just said, like in the South where certain parts of the South they talk a certain way. It might sound loud and aggressive, but if that was happening in the Midwest, we would be ready to pull a weapon and do something.
Right.
You know
Exactly.
what I mean? Because like the bitch word, I don't play that word. I don't call nobody no bitch.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? Because I know that's where I'm from. You ready to kill somebody when you call them a bitch. So, but then when I hear other people talk to their friends just casually, bitch, shut
Right.
up, bitch ass.
Right. And see that? Yep.
Even
you know what?
Go ahead.
And I'm sorry, and that's the thing. Like if you traveled from the Midwest and you went down south to do something, it would almost make you pull the trigger on somebody because that's quick disrespect where you're coming from. But like I say, if you go to the racetrack, anything, they betting big money, but they call each other all type of bitches. But you'll see them after 20 minutes, whoever won, they shaking hands and laughing and drinking together. You know what I mean? So it was, so it just, it's just the way they talk. I mean, you know what I mean? So, and if and then the crazy shit, here go the fuck part about it. When the people down south travel other places, I'm sure they get into trouble going different places with that same loud and cursing out motherfuckers, because in different places they gonna want to do shit. You know what I'm saying? But down south, and I ain't gonna lie, that's the best places I've ever did dogs, because it was always a fun atmosphere to me. It was a real fun atmosphere down south. I don't give a fuck anywhere.
Southern people got the best manners in the world until they get drunk.
When they
get drunk, before they get drunk is yes sir, yes ma'am, right, absolute, all that kind of stuff. They start drinking. You motherfucker, you motherfucker. You're like, what the fuck is that? You know what I mean? But
they don't need to be drunk. They don't need to be drunk. They be sober just talking, especially like they said in Miami and Florida. Oh my God. I mean, when you get past the my nigga part and the motherfuckers and fuck you, bitch, and it's just regular. I'm just saying, you just had to be, when you go there, you just had to been like, man, I'm not ready to pull out and shoot or fight nobody, because it's just regular talk. They don't mean no disrespect. It don't mean no disrespect at all. It's just that's how they talk, and they be good sportsmen, whether they win or lose. You know what I'm saying? It just, so yeah. But so I just, like I said, it's different places, different ways.
Yeah, OG told me one time. I was taking care of some business one time out of town back in the day, and I talked the way I talked, and I said something to him. His brother was about maybe, I think I was in my 20s. I was probably about 26. He was probably about 56 or something, about 30 years older than me. And I was talking to him, and I said, I used the N-word in reference to him, like my nigga, this and this and that. And he whispered to me. He said, look, I don't want to embarrass you in front of your crew, but if you ever call me that again, man, you're gonna have a problem. He whispered it to me. I couldn't do nothing but respect it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He don't play them type of games. He come from an era where that word means something else.
Correct. That's
you know
right.
Yeah, don't be saying that shit to me. I respected it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get tough with him. I respect it. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
He wouldn't be able to be in Florida. He wouldn't be able to go to a Florida show because they're not gonna stop that at all. Matter of fact, they might whip his ass in there just for whispering about you can't say my nigga. That's just a regular complimentary. That's my brother. You know what I'm saying? And they don't say it one time. Within a 5-minute joint, they didn't use it 100 times. My nigga is coming up 24/7 and some more shit. You know, but that's just how they talk. You know.
Absolutely. Let me get to this comment here. This question. Historically, what was the most money the panel has ever made off of one show? This is a good question here. I'm interested. I'm going to hear this. I'm going to be nosy. Mr.
I'm a
Garcia.
low baller. Yeah. I've done off the chains for $50. I've done shows for $200. 400, 800, 1,000, 1,500. If I was going to bet money, it would be around 1,500, you know. But I did do a couple for 5,000, and I won one, lost one, like that. But that's the most I ever did, 5,000. And I think one more time, later on in my career.
Right.
So about 3 of them for $5,000. Which was a hell of a lot of money for me.
You know,
at the time. Yeah, I wasn't one of them big ballers like some people are. and they got it to bet they'll do it, you know. And some of them guys that bet a lot of money or did bet a lot of money at that time, they would come down to 1,000, 2,000, that too, you know. They weren't above that, you know. If you're serious, you'll do it. But yeah, that was about the highest I went, $5,000.
I wanted to ask you that too, Mr. Garcia, because you before I go to Bach, when by the time you got out, you was involved. You were around the time where there was a lot of money in the streets, and a lot of guys started getting into the game. A lot of high gamblers, and they came in with street money.
Yeah.
Did anybody ever price themselves out, or did it just come down to you?
There's a few that did, and they were more of the gambler type, you know. They weren't really the real dogman type. They might have had a dog here or there. Or they might even condition and handle a dog once or twice, you know. And they would use that as not as a crutch, but as an excuse not to do it, you know. Right. Because, you know, let's say they wanted to go 30, 40 bands or whatever, you know. They wouldn't come down to no 1,500. But like I said, there were people that would bet like that, and they would come down to that, even $1,000, you know. And you hope to get some side bets. You know, sometimes the side bets is a lot more than the original bet.
That's the truth. That is a fact.
Yeah. That Clayton Blood Dog I talked about, it wasn't that much, but my side bet before the show was 3 times what the original bet was. And there wasn't a lot of people, but they brought what they could. You know, you have 500 here and 300 there and 800 there and this and that. So I made good money on that one, even though the original bet was only a few $100, you know. But some guys they would use that, you know, and it could be true. They just didn't want to come down. That they want to what they consider make it worth their while. But like I said, the contrast to that is some of those guys that would go 20, 30, whatever. They come down. They wanted to do a dog, you know. But yeah, there were a few that, you know, nah, I ain't doing it for that. That's not enough. Whatever.
Yes, sir. Brother Bach, let me repeat the question for you, brother.
No, I heard you.
Okay, great.
I know. I don't care to disclaim that figure, even though it was a long time ago. I just don't want to go say exactly because they already feel like it's too much money. But I'm going to put it this way, and Richard knows this. me, Tito, Steve Hendricks, Ken Allen, Boones. I'm just naming a few. We would go for some change. You get what I'm saying? So you had people like Boot Camp. It was certain people, Ricky Jones. It's certain people who didn't mind doing 100, 200 on a joint. I'm just saying back then, if it go there. At the same time, like you said, you could start off at 25 and leave there with 150,000. You know what I'm saying? So it was a lot of money. And then like you said, I would do that shit for $300. Me personally, I would go whatever amount they wanted to at that time, and would do that shit also for a fucking $100. Because I didn't want to say I escaped either one. You wasn't gonna big dog me with the money back then because I had it. And you wasn't gonna say, well, you only doing it for big money. Fuck no. We can do that shit for $100. You understand? So, but it was a group of dudes that played, you know, up there, as we'll say a little bit.
Yeah, the ones some of the ones Bob mentioned, those are the guys I'm talking about. They would do it for quote unquote big money, but they weren't. They still come down, man. They still, you know.
Well, let me ask you this question. This wasn't on the list, but what's the least amount you ever went into something for?
200. Me, 200. Yeah, that was my first show. 200, and then I had
350 for me.
Yeah, 400, some 800. Once I got up there, it'd be 1,000 or 1,500. When Bill beat Jesse James, that was for 1,500. And then I got side bets, which made it almost double that, you know, on the side. Because that team, they, you know, them too, they would do it for whatever, you know. They do it cheap if you wanted
whatever.
More. Yeah. Captain wasn't scared, man. You couldn't influence him one way or the other, you know. You couldn't lowball him or highball him, nothing. It didn't matter. So I had a lot of respect for that team.
It's good bulldogging. You know, I know several guys back in the day who had a good dog. It was a good dog, but it wasn't nothing like astronomical or no shit. But the dog was a 2-time winner, but he acted like the dog was a fucking double grand champion and shit. Like everybody ducking. But like, dude, you asking for $30,000 a pop. Like, who the fuck gonna do that? Like, only certain people can fuck with that, man.
Yeah,
those people I have no respect for. I'm sorry. Me, I feel like you picking and choosing when you big dog. I call it a person's bank, they checkbook. If you think you got the baddest dog, and you go and as most people are working, right? They can't come up even with about 4 of them coming up, 5 of them coming together, gonna come up with no 30 to 50 grand. You get what I'm saying? So how can you say you got the badder motherfucker, but the other dude can't go no more than 3 grand? There's no way you can sit there and say your dog is better. That's why I would have no limit either way. If a person said all they had was 100, like I said, 350 was and 350 was one of the baddest dogs I ever had. Hell, even at that time, I paid fucking 2 grand for the bitch, which was a good price back then for that. And she was a $10,000 dog. Hell, we did it for 350. But what I'm saying is, and here go the crazy shit. I know Rich know. Do you know? And I didn't ref a lot of them. The best fucking dogs I ever saw was not the motherfuckers that they was going for that big money. They was pieces of shit, most of them. Pure pieces of shit. I don't even know what made nobody come there with the fucking. What did they see in these motherfuckers? I'm talking about we counting for goddamn 30 minutes. That's how much money is the motherfucking pop for. And the motherfuckers there ain't a 5-minute fucking curve. I'm like, what? And both of them. I'm talking about, it's like which piece of shit gonna quit first? You know what I'm saying? And the ones that I done seen, like you said, regular $750, $1,000, 15. Man, you talking about the best fucking dogs I ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
So the money, it just depends on a person's pocket. If they set their own standards to what they'll do it for, but that don't mean they got a dog. They just got money. And the person that go into them and got the money, they just got the money. So it's just gonna be the money is betting, but ain't near dog in that motherfucker worth $5. Okay.
Well, Buck, that's, you and Schoolboy know this because both of y'all know boxing. It'd be the same shit with boxing. You hear the purses. Oh, both of these guys gonna make 50 million a piece and shit, and the fight be ass. And then and then it'd be some dudes on Telemundo beating the shit out of each other and shit. You're like,
right.
You know
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Like that. He was a light flyweight champion or something. What was it? Ricardo
Lopez?
No, was it Ricardo? Yeah, I think it was Ricardo Lopez. The exciting fights, man. He had some barn burners with Buffalo, whatever that other guy's name. They had 2 matches. Just throw down, hammer and tongs, man. The most he ever made on a championship fight, any fight, was 50 grand.
Right.
And it just like, you know,
still
box right. Yeah, a lot of them high dollar ones, they wouldn't have made it out of your roll pit, you know. And another example, Willie Poole come out here with 2 dogs. And I don't know how much money he had, but what he did is he come out in a minivan or a RV. And he had his wife set up a little table with a book. And he said, anybody want to bet anything as much as you want, get in line. Everybody who was going to bet against him got in line. And he lost both matches. So I don't know how much he paid out, but he paid everybody off. There were 4 white dogs on the show. The last one was the Irish kid, Hawkeye. Willie Poole had no more money. He was played out. But he asked Steve, he goes, any one of them dogs, any of your blood? He goes, yeah, as a matter of fact, that shiny black dog is off my old Bart dog. So he stood up and said, I'll bet my RV against anybody's $3,000 just because that's Steve's dog, you know, or off of Steve's dog, you know. Nobody took the bet, but he was played out and he paid everybody off, man. He probably held back enough gas money to get back home because he come from Oklahoma. Damn. But like I said, I don't know how much went down there. He didn't even ask. He just said, line up, write it down, write their name, you know, so they wouldn't forget. And he couldn't get that last bet covered. If he'd have lost, he'd have walked home, you know, but he would have won that, but he didn't get covered anyway, you know.
Right.
So yeah, but like Box said, just a lot of, you know, it's people that have money. It not necessarily means they're dogmen or they're top level or anything like that. And a lot of them shows ain't, you wouldn't even watch them. You go outside and talk and bullshit, you know.
Right.
You know, and if I could say, you know what's crazy too, and everybody here and in our awesome chat room know, some of the best fucking dogs never made it to the goddamn pit. They did a lot of them off the chain. People done won $500,000 off the chain with their dogs. They just would go off the chain, bet 50 grand, 25 grand. I done seen it plenty. Some of the best dogs I ever seen never made it to contract matches, ever. And you don't really hear about them except for like in Detroit, they'll know this dog, or in Baltimore, or in Philly, they'll know these dogs in their area because they betting every month on them. Every month they going out and they winning crazy money. And I'm talking about terrible ass dogs, but you don't really see them make it to the hookup. And then, not to say some of the best dogs you ever had is in the hands of the wrong fucking people. So we never got a chance to see them. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then the people that's the wrong people don't know how to call the weight or really know the talent and bring these motherfuckers out and betting the fucking 100 and saying some shit like I ain't never seen this motherfucker do that before. Motherfucker, you ain't never seen a dog on shit to begin with. You around there trying to win rolls against your friends on some bullshit ass dogs. You know, the best dogs you're gonna be, in order for you to know what dog you got, they have to be put on the best fucking shit, not just you have, but the best quality dogs that you consider dog men around that's reputable having good dogs if you're capable of rolling them. So some of these motherfuckers bring out the bullshit and some of the best shit has stayed home. You know, so
that's true. Yeah, I had one off the chain. It was probably for $50 or $75. But where we made our money was on the scratches because it went an hour 50. And I don't know how many scratches they made. They just kept scratching. The dogs weren't very good, but just the fact that every time they come up to scratch, you know, $50, $20, $80, $30, whatever it was, just back and forth
Right.
like that. And them scratches a lot more money than just the 50 or 75 that we initially bet off the chain. So that happens. A lot of them just, you know, if they know somebody's going to come and they're going to bring whatever dog they bring, but they're going to bring money with them, you could make a lot of money on the off the chain stuff. And they're pretty good dogs. Some of them are exceptional dogs, you know. They test
Well, you
them
know
out.
this.
They you know, they're going to make some money along the way too. You know, you could call it a game test or whatever, but they're betting good money because it's a good dog, and you know, it's kind of unknown. It ain't like, you know, when you hook up, you know, you're going to this guy and that guy, and they're gonna bet what they're gonna bet. Where it's kind of unknown, you just gonna, man, I'll bet this, that. And something changes during the show, and they just keep throwing money at it, you know. So the pot can get up there on the off the chain.
And not to mention that certain dogs can't condition. That's another reason. You don't see them at a condition match because they can't fucking condition. And they can't get to the weight that they really need to be at. So it's easier to go ahead and just take these joints to people who are willing to do it off the chain for big money. You know, but
good point. Good point. Yeah,
know?
Exactly.
What's up, Boone? You back in the building, brother?
Man, my phone went dead. I apologize to y'all. I was so excited to be on the show, and damn it, I was talking, and then I ain't hearing nothing.
I thought you went for a pussy eating break. I said, "Damn, boy, someone came in this moment and got there put the knee pants on."
Yeah, no, Boone was talking the whole time. He didn't know he was off. He just kept talking and talking.
Oh shit!
Boone was talking for 30 minutes. You know. And let me ask you this question though. Speaking of what we were just talking about, if you had a dog back in those days, right? Because you're talking about the off the chain stuff. If you had a dog that was just, you know, wrecking shit, now in your yard, you found out he wasn't game. On your yard, you found out he wasn't game, but he was just wrecking shit within like the first 5 or 10 minutes. And you know, people from the neighborhood or your close friends come over and they want to roll or something, and you smacking them up the side of the head for 5 and 10 grand. What the fuck is the purpose of putting them in shape?
Right.
I mean, what's the purpose of ever putting them in shape? Shit.
Hey, let me see. There's some things that happen. Let me just say this, man. Throughout the family of dogs, there have been people that had dogs. They don't even try to condition. They just do them off the chain. You know what I mean?
Right.
I've seen it. Then I've seen guys work the shit out of them, and then be scared to match them.
Yeah. Oh, he looks so pretty. I don't want to mess him up. He looks so pretty.
hey. I remember a situation years ago. It's been some years ago. These guys, what they would do is they go buy cases of beer and they watch their dogs work. So we'll go over there and say, "Damn, man, who you hooked up into?" Nobody, man. We getting them right. I say, "Well, when you want to do them?" Right now, we're just getting them right.
Right.
Man, y'all drinking all this damn beer and getting them right. I said, "Man, it gonna make any money for you?" We're gonna do it. You know, when the time comes, tell them, Duke, tell them.
Motherfucker still ain't made it out the backyard to the day.
Hey, but you know what? The funny thing is, you know, see, sometimes you can bring humor to situations. You know the motherfuckers ain't gonna do shit.
Right.
You just go along with them, man.
Yes, sir. Salute to my homie,
Yeah,
Meredith
yeah.
Campbell. Meredith Campbell in that super chat with the dub. Appreciate the love, brother. He says, peace and blessings, family. Gotta come through with my donations for the collection plate. Thank you, brother. Salute
Much
to you,
love
Meredith
to
Campbell.
Brother Merritt.
Thank you. But
What's
yeah,
up, Lil
man.
Rock?
So,
I see you in the building, Lil Rock.
Lil Rock, where you
What's up with
been?
Lil Rock?
What's happening?
AKA
Thank you,
Parker.
Meredith.
He said, KJ says in the super chat, appreciate the love. He says, what do y'all think about grand champion, what's that, Nikki?
Yeah, Nikki.
Yeah, Nikki from Mexico. I don't
Bad
know
bitch.
about that,
That's
dog.
a bad bitch.
A bad bitch, huh?
Matter of fact, I just bred. I got a daughter off of. I just bred. She pregnant now. Yeah, that's
Is this some Eli stuff?
Oh yeah, definitely. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I might have heard that. If it's some Eli stuff, I think I might have heard of that.
She was a devastating rear end dog. You know,
Okay.
devastating rear end dog. It ain't in America, so I mean, I'm just saying they outside the country. I don't
About to be over there stash and shit.
Huh?
I got all kind of shit in the stash.
Oh, I do. I keep a good. I ain't doing nothing with them. I just keep a good dog. That's all.
You like, hey, you ever heard of Grand Champion Doodle Brown? About be like, yeah, I heard about that dog. Got something off of it. Like, what the fuck? I got some everything. Let me ask you some questions, Boom. Since you missed a few of the last questions, I'm gonna ask you. Any stories of horrible pit side manners or just bad manners, bad behavior on in an event?
Well, I'll say this, man. You know, in the past, I've seen some things that I felt shouldn't have never happened. This the thing, man. Anytime you invite anybody to your place or to your party, it is your duty to make sure you contain any of the ignorant niggas you know that's there.
Yeah.
Now, the way we used to do things, if we knew we had a homeboy that subject to say some stupid shit or do some stupid shit, well, we wouldn't let him come. Because when you invite somebody to your place, then, you know, you supposed to see them in, see them out, and everybody lovely, you know?
Right.
I've seen some things that have gotten out of hand, and I felt it shouldn't have happened. But you know, you can't control. And another thing, when people drink, some niggas just don't need to drink.
That's right.
You know, if you gotta drink and get some courage all in you, and then you want to now you the toughest guy in the world, and get your fucking head split, and then you think something wrong. Yeah, everybody wrong. You know, you shouldn't drink if you're gonna be irate. You know, I always thought, like back in the day when I was drinking, we used to, you know, excuse my friend, get the drunk dick. And most brothers that understand that, they going to find some sex.
Right.
What's up? You know what I mean? You're going to get you a young lady and do your thing. These niggas get drunk and want to act like they Superman, superhero, man. And the air can be let out their ass, you know? So my thing is, you know, back then it was like, you know, contain yourself, bro. If you can't drink and be amongst people and act like you got some damn sense, don't drink. Wait till everybody leave, man. You know, wait till everybody leave. But you got a lot of guys that, you know, that's why I'm, you know, when we would have events, I ain't even want no alcohol. Like, no, we ain't having no alcohol. Cause motherfucker get that alcohol now. If somebody bring their alcohol and they drinking it, then we're gonna make sure we kind of watching them to make sure they, they straight. You know what I mean? Staying contained. You know what I'm saying? And Bar can testify this. Every time he came with himself or his guys, I made sure that ain't nobody fuck with him. Ain't nobody talking shit to him. I wouldn't give a damn who like him, who don't like him. He my motherfucking guest. So you gonna treat him like I'm treating him. And if you can't do that, get the hell out of here. That's how you supposed to treat your fraternity brothers. But of course, you got some young, dumb motherfuckers that don't know what that means. And you just find all kind of stupid shit. And that's why the old timers, man. Oh my God, man.
Hold on 1 second, Rasta man. Tay say what? No alcohol, Rasta man. He ain't talking about drinking with you, Tay. He'll drink with you now. Relax.
Oh, wait a minute, Tay. Now listen here. Now get the 1 by 1 now. God damn it, I'm gonna get the drunk thing on you.
Yes, indeed.
I'm be all fired up.
You know that.
I'm gonna go get the raws and every goddamn thing. I'm being hyped like a motherfucker, But anyway, I'm just tripping. So, but for real though, man, the way we was brought up is, you enjoyed yourself, man, and everybody shook hands, and whether you like the dog or not, you know what I mean? Ain't nobody getting no attitude because you bet on the dog that they had or a dog they didn't have, And, that's the way it's supposed to be, man. It's just supposed to be love, fun, and just the game, the game, man. That's all it is, man. But I'm just glad now that where we are today, and that's sitting down and waiting for Tay right now.
Yes, sir. Yeah, when we do our game dog talk meet and greet or a show or event, wherever we do, I'm gonna make sure Tay out there.
That's mandatory. I mean, if she's not,
she's a loyal member of the show. She gotta be there.
The one and only. The one and only.
Yes, sir.
And hold up before you go anywhere, Kev, just so that for anybody that might have read into what Boone said. First of all, Boone was a great host, but we traveled pretty lovely with it. So we wasn't given, and we never had no problems. We was pretty welcomed everywhere we came down south. Matter of fact, very welcome. So we didn't have really no enemies or nothing like that. But we definitely traveled ready for whatever. So just it was pretty.
That's the beauty of it is,
right.
No matter where any of us went, we was always prepared.
Yeah,
but
always.
What I'm saying is, if you invite somebody to your house,
right,
or to your place, then it's your responsibility to make sure everybody come, leave as they came.
That's right.
And that's the reason we came. We came there because, I mean, like I said, I ain't mean to cut you. Him, Fat Bill, I mean, definitely, I can definitely say those two. Whether, keep saying when they talk about Boone and Fat Bill. Well, those were the two biggest people throwing the shows in the Carolinas at those times. So a lot of people would come from all over, and you would get with them, and they had a nice setup ready for you, and it really went smooth, So those were some beautiful times. Well, I tell you, boy, we can just turn the clock back then. God, fuck.
But see, this the thing though. Now, this the thing. So, because you got to make sure you see this part. Is we didn't go and do a show and 15, 20 motherfuckers stayed goddamn behind the bushes. 20 fucking houses behind the bush. We went so fucking far out in the woods,
Right.
if the motherfuckers, you wouldn't even hear his ass. That's how deep in the woods we would go. We did that intentionally, man, so you don't disturb nobody, man. But if you do some shit and you got neighbors here, neighbors there, you ain't got no control over these people. Man.
No, you couldn't hear nothing. And I will say this about Boone. I just say this. Boone had his people all throughout the motherfucking woods too, so you wasn't getting ready to fuck over nobody. He had the motherfuckers. They was suited and booted, ready. When anybody try to do any fuck shit, you wasn't able to rob nobody, do no fuck shit. So you wouldn't even want to do it anyway. But it was, you know what I'm saying? So he's right about him making sure that wasn't nobody gonna know that people coming with plenty of money and they gonna stage this fucking robbery. They wouldn't have made it out of that motherfucker. Not out of the woods.
Because we wouldn't have let them go. Ain't no way you gonna do that. Not on my watch. If I invite somebody, then I'm responsible for him and his people. You know what I'm saying? So you can't invite people and then have clowns and let clowns clown them. You can't do that. Right. That's a no-no. You don't do that. That's disrespect to the motherfucking family. You got to make sure you treat your people right, see them in, see them out, and then, you know, and it's all love. Like you know, now how we talk about it now. You know, it's past tense, but damn it, we had a good time. And then through the course, we even had some tay-tays, didn't we, Bob?
Well, we don't want to know. We got tay-tay on a high level. We had some.
No. But listen, all I'm saying, we had some tay-tays. I ain't saying it was her.
Right. It was, you know.
But we had some fun, goddammit. You know?
Yes, sir. Yeah. Hey, hold up, Tay-Tay talking to you, Boom. She said, you said you gonna have to go out in the woods, no alcohol. She was like, what the hell, basically. Those conditions, I guess she was like, hell no. She don't want to be in the woods. She said, hell no to the woods.
Tay want that drink, but she don't want the woods.
Right, she don't want the woods. She don't want to be in the woods. The drink is fine.
Yeah, she want a 4-star hotel.
He talking to you, Boom.
Presidential suite.
Okay, what Tay-Tay, you know, in the Carolinas, we known for moonshine. So now we have a flavor that's called peach brandy. And if you ain't never had none, I guarantee you, Tay-Tay, when you wake up, you're going to know you had it.
You gotta get Tay-Tay that white. She drink that white liquor, man. She ain't gonna mess with that.
Hey, no. Hey, look here. When I say peach brandy, I'm telling you, it tastes better than any damn thing in the liquor store you can buy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, my dad,
I'm talking about good shit, bro. It don't taste like no damn. It don't taste. I mean, man, I'm telling you, this shit. Oh man, when I say smooth and that shit be cold, and you drink that shit, and you just all of a sudden you stand up.
You stand up just to fall down again.
Never mind. I'm gonna lay down.
I can't say that. I don't think she wants to wake up from anything not knowing what the fuck happened. I think we want to keep her ass at work.
Oh, she gonna be hey, look here. You don't know what's happening.
let me read these two super chats real quick.
Okay.
Umar Katak, I'm sorry, brother, if I mispronounced you. In the super chat, appreciate the love. He says, what does the panel think of grand champion LT Trey, dog of the decade? I think everybody was out the game by the time he was around.
I know not. Yeah, I don't know. Yep.
Yeah, LT Trey, he's like a new to these guys. LT Trey, but you know what you ask about LT Trey? You need to ask Eli, brother Eli. Eli got some LT Trey stuff. He'll tell you about him. Eric Roberts in the super chat with the 10-piece chicken nugget. Appreciate the love. Says salute to the panel, the chat, 70 Sports, and the entire fraternity. Keep up the good work. I listen to the show religiously. get me through the work days with a smile. See
That's
next
awesome.
chat, not you say see next chat, not room here.
Not
Okay,
enough.
not enough room here. Okay, let me see what else he put down here. If I can find it. Eric Roberts.
Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Eric.
Yeah,
Salute.
appreciate
Awesome,
you, Eric
brother Eric.
Roberts.
Awesome, brother Eric.
Okay, here we go. He say, I listen to the older episodes over and over. I get something out of each and every one each time I re-listen. Also, salute to Mr. Garcia, aka the legendary schoolboy, and his further contributions. Absolutely.
Yes,
And
sir.
Thank you.
hey man, I'm the same way,
Yes, sir.
bro. Like I watch these shows. Sometimes I rewatch when I'm driving, I'm on a road trip or something going out of town.
That's right.
I listen to the shows, and every time I listen to them, I find something different. I'm like, "Oh, Box said too much right there. I got him now. I got him. Oh, look, oh,
Yeah.
said this. You know what I'm saying? Boom said that. I listen to that kind of stuff, you know, and that's the beauty of the show. It'd be so many jewels that go over people's head, and if
Right.
you rewatch them, I'm telling you, it's bars up in there,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. Thank you, Eric. I do the same thing. I go back to the old shows, listen to them, and since I don't like to hear myself talk when I'm on, I just fast forward it and then I listen to the panel. You know,
No, that's what I
There's
do. The same thing. Yeah.
all kinds of gems and stuff you forgot, questions that were asked and like that. You know, so there's a lot of information of even going way back when it was just 7/8 and RAM. You know, a lot of different
Right.
angles and stuff like that. It's good. It's sometimes better than watching TV because it's about dogs, you know, which we all love, and
Right.
you get new info you didn't realize at the time, you know, or something. Sometimes it's something you're thinking about. You can go to one of the shows, and then the info is there for you. You know, sometimes just reading the heading, you know, and it'll give you what you're looking for. That's always helpful. Thanks again, Eric. Respect to you.
Yes, sir. Let me ask Brother Boone this question because I didn't get a chance to ask you this. What was if you want to answer the question, what was the most money you ever made from a single event? You know, back in the day, what was the most money you ever made?
Hey.
Boom said, I don't want to answer that shit.
Hey,
Yeah, you don't have to
Boone.
answer it. You know what I'm saying? Just a question.
Yeah.
We did pretty good, guy.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
That's what Box said, Boone. So don't even trip.
Yeah, I didn't want to just give my exact numbers because they was, you know what I mean? The fucking IRS might want to get me back from
Yeah,
back
they
then.
might be watching this shit.
You know what I'm saying? What the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I made 22 million in my dreams. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
Smooth Monty in the super chat. Appreciate the love with the 20-piece chicken nugget, man. He said,
Thank you, brother.
He said, Bach, let everyone know to hit the thumbs up. Let's get that transport info and get the intermission video. Oh, we're gonna do that. We're gonna get up out of here, so we gotta do that. Yeah, make sure I hit that like button. Get them up out of here. Let me see if we got here.
I want to say,
oh, go ahead, bro.
We're gonna be selling concrete bowls, and you got the double concrete bowl. One side you put your water, and the other side you put your food. And then we got the single concrete bowl. So
there you go.
If you're looking for some concrete bowls, and you ain't got to worry about your dog picking this up or tearing it up.
Unless he crazy as hell.
Yeah. And you hit us up, and we'll make sure we get them bowls to you, or you can meet us and pick them up, or however, you know, because if you need them brought to you, we'll have them brought to you, or either you can meet up.
Tell them where to find you at, Boone, again, while you're up here. Where can they find you again?
Okay, you can find me. Is it okay I give them a number? Because, man, I don't know how to do all that.
No, don't give me your number. Bill, I'm going to talk to you after the show. We're gonna put
Okay,
together an advertisement for it. We're gonna do it the right way, man. Don't put your number out there because you know the police be out here, weirdos, and they'll find any reason to say you're doing some illegal shit.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, you good.
Right.
You good.
You know. So yeah,
but I'm gonna just say, yeah, you can reach him on Instagram. I think it's in his name.
Yeah. Okay.
I think it's with James Henson, I believe.
Yeah. Okay.
On Instagram, James Henson. You can find him there on Instagram, and you find.
Are you still on Facebook? Boom.
Yeah, I'm still on Facebook. Yes.
Same name.
Okay.
James Henson. You can find him on Facebook as well.
Yeah.
And let me just answer with the transport. Let me just say with this transport thing. A buddy of mine is basically having my name, with it, and it's really not all the way to the ground. I told him, why am I coming out saying this shit and you not ready? You know what I'm saying, to accommodate. So to be honest, I've been dealing with Hilltop until it's all the way done.
Oh, so he got it done yet?
It's done, but it's not like all over. It's like it's just doing parts of the
regional. He got
regional. Like regional shit. It ain't like because the thing is, until you get enough people to be able to do it, then he can't. It doesn't make good for him just to go this person. Then somebody wants something way over, but there's not enough trips, so he hasn't. You understand? So that's where that's at. So, but until then, I just don't want to make it because. If I'm doing something, that shit's gonna be 100% right. You know what I'm saying? But it has my name attached, and it's fine because he's my partner. But I'm just saying, I appreciate the support of people wanting to just do business with us. But I've been dealing with Hilltop until it's all we done, and he makes sure that they get to where they got to get to perfect. So I even throw that out to him because we're not all the way up and running away. I think it should be. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to throw that out there.
Yes, sir. All right. Quick intermission break before Schoolboy get up out of here.
I'm gone.
Money and magic, XXX. Hold up, honey. No, I'm not your hoe or housewife. What you thought this is? It's not personal, it's business. When you see me, I be fancy underneath it. I be nasty, sharing lace off in my panties. Easy access, ain't no scamming. Got me choking while I'm slurping love potion. From the back type, busted wide open. Got some D-cup titties in a bubble butt. Made his big hard as shit. All I heard him scream was fuck. Give it to me, bear. Pulling on my motherfucking hair. Pretty pussy pink, knock it out. Put that ass to sleep. Got his wood all in my back. Come in my stomach with all of them racks. Make his dickhead spit up cash. Huh? Now give it to me like you want some more. No Tatiana, that's that bottom shelf quality type of hoe. Taste this pussy, you'll eat something that you never had. Put that chain around my neck and choke me till I'm brain dead. Then throw me all of them bands and cash it out to my OnlyFans.
Schoolboy gone. Told you Schoolboy's gonna be gone.
I'm back, but I got a question. What do all them words mean she's saying? I'm not familiar with that.
Oh my God. Boy, you invented those words, baby. You invented the words.
She said bands are them rubber bands and
bands. Send my money.
Oh, okay.
Schoolboy know. Schoolboy know what the hell that means.
Yeah, dude. I've been known to do some of that stuff.
Before Schoolboy met his wife, he was better known as Trick Daddy. You understand?
It was gonna make a movie about me.
Man, I want to thank y'all for joining us this week. I want to give a fast salute to the panel in the chat. Salute to y'all.
Best chat in the world.
Yes, indeed. The best chat in the business. Y'all come through every week and support us. We definitely appreciate it, man.
Much love.
Smash that like button on the way out.
Thank you.
Make sure y'all click the links to the bottom in the description box. Subscribe to Schoolboy's channel and check out the registry. Subscribe to Ram. You know what I'm saying? Ram wasn't here today, y'all. Ram got some personal stuff going on, family stuff. He'll be back. You know what I'm saying? So make sure y'all send your prayers up for the homie. We up out here, though. See y'all next week, y'all. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.